Hello, Midnight Coders, and welcome to another Midnight Blog where we go over and discuss the Midnight RPG and where we're going with it. So, where we left off on the last blog was I had very basic setup for a dialogue system. I haven't actually done anything with it, but I had the foundation laid. I took a swing at the animated player NPC movement, and we got something rendering. So what I'd like to go over today is what I've got done in the meantime. So make sure you've got that full cup of coffee, and let's have a little review. So one of the first things I'd like to go over is the dialogue interface or the dialogue setting that I have here. So you can come into the cache tool, you can open up the dialogue index, and you can create a dialogue. We provide it with a key or an ID, which is how we identify it to access it later. We then say the starting frame is going to be the name of start, and down here we have all of our frames. You can see the frame name here, it says start, so we come into here. This is the ID of start, it is of type NPC, and we give it the name Pokey because that's who's talking right now. We give them a little speech, and then we say what the next dialogue is going to be. So we go to the next frame, the corresponding frame. This time it's the player, so it is of a player type, and we have a percent player name percent, which gets parsed during load time and gets replaced with the actual player's username. And then we just continue on the dialogue until we hit the end. The end is just how we close the final part of the dialogue. With that, other things that I've got done that we're going to notice is the login screen. So I went ahead and I changed up the login screen. I added a little banner behind the text to kind of make it stand out and pop a little bit, maybe feel a little more RPG-like. I added a little scroll to the bottom to kind of highlight the menu of the options that we have here, and I stuck the main character on the center of the screen. Later on, when we go to make changes, the new game and load game are going to be changed out to simply a login and register. If you choose login, it's gonna be then presented and swapped out with an input for a username and password, as well as have a login button. We are going to be adding network to this eventually, so sit tight, subscribe, hold on, get notified, sip that coffee, and we will get there. So if we pop into the game, you'll see here that we can run over to Pokey as he's hopping around. If I click on Talk To, we bring up the first chunk of dialogue saying, "Hello, traveler. Nice day out." Uh, as you see, I do not have the NPC icon here, so that is something that is to come. There's supposed to be an NPC on the left here, and when we go to the player's head, the player is supposed to be on the right, and then we go back and forth until we end. Now, those of you that have a good eye would also notice that the icons have changed in the bottom right corner, uh, most of which have been updated to be more um, sort of unified, where I just now need to do the music tab and the quest tab. However, we now have some new sprites. The other thing that you're seeing here is that if you notice my player walking around, his little feet going. The other thing you may notice is Pokey's little feet going. Everybody is walking around. I added two other ones. There's a golem and a chicken. Um, they all just simply run around right now. And that being said, how are they running around? I decided to change it up a little bit. So before, we were having all of the NPCs move regardless at random. And how was that different from what we have right now? I remembered that we wrote behaviors. One of those behaviors was a wanderer's behavior. So now, inside of our mobs NPC, we have implementations of a chicken, an ocean fairy, a pokey, and a stone golem. Inside of these characters, we have behaviors. So I added the wanderer behavior to each of the wandering NPCs. The wandering behavior handles, as you see, the logic between moving. There is a 4% chance on every game tick that the player is going to, or the NPC is going to pick a seemingly random direction before then moving in said direction, updating, animating, and handling movement. Now, for those of you who are still with me on this video, I have a challenge for you. Because this is an open source project and I am looking to stir up a little activity, I am looking to see who can create a better artificial movement than I have. This is the base. You can you can fork the project. A link is in the description. Check it out. And if you can come up with a better strategy than me that works, we will implement it into the game, add it into the code. I will add you as a collaborator to the actual project, and we will make things official. This is a simple challenge, but uh, I'd like to stir up a little bit of activity within the community and within my followers. So I hate calling you guys my followers. You're not my followers. You're my just my community. Like you're just people I like. I would hang out with. Um, that being said, check out my Discord and get involved. If you have any questions that you'd like to know or you want to get to know the base a little bit better, I'm usually in a voice chat. Feel free to pop in and chat out with me. That being said, what do we have next on the go? The next thing that we're going to be working on is going to be finishing up the dialogue system. The only thing that we have left to do with the dialogue system at this point is setting up the sprites. So the NPC, the item, and the player. Once we get that sorted, that's it. The dialogue system is going to be complete for now. And right now, our animated mob system has been fully complete, so we can pump out different NPCs. We can pump out different dialogues and actions, and we're starting to come along. So some of the next things that are going to be coming down the road that you may want to watch out for, we have to write item consumption, so being able to eat or drink a potion, or eat some food, drink a potion. We're going to be adding in the ability to go to the dock of the bay and fish, where you can catch some raw fish, cook it into food, and then you have some food. Um, Once we have the basis for catching food, we're gonna then introduce some wood cutting so that we can chop a tree down, get some logs, light a fire, cook the food, and get ready for combat. Then we're going to start introducing some combat. We're going to start out with melee. Then we're going to move into some projectiles, casting some magic, which is then when we will also work on a little bit of a particle system because I'd like to have it so that when a spell hits a wall or when a spell hits an NPC, it kind of pixels kind of look like they spark or fly, so that it kind of gives the effect of a particle-like system. It's just something that's in my head that I want to work with. Um, Let me know your thoughts on that. What you think on a particle system, whether or not that'd be kind of cool to add in. Um, if you think it'd be cool to add in, then by all means, let me know, and I will record the process and explain my thoughts. I will. That being said, other things that we're going to be adding in soon are a few more game items, as well as I want to add in more logic behind the dialogue system, such as your options. That's the other thing. We're not done with the dialogue system. We have to do options and choices. But then I would like to do things like opening up a store, for example, so that I can purchase something from a trader, such as a tinderbox or an axe, to do some stuff. So we've got some plans and and I feel like the game engine, we're at a point that I can stop focusing on what I need to add to the game engine, and I can start a little bit more on what I want to do with the game itself. So, I've got ideas for skills, I've got ideas for some activities and bits and things to do. So, if you'd like to get involved and talk game, talk logic, talk creation, by all means, find me in my Discord. I'm open to text chat. I'm open to jumping a call. I'm around pretty much all the time. And another thing I'd like to do, one last thing before I let you go, guys. I'd like to start hosting events. Let me know what you think, and let me know in the comments what you think about doing some coding events, some challenges. I'm thinking about getting the community involved, giving people a presentation, and this is all inspired by other discords that do the same thing. But I'm looking to do some in another Discord that I'm a part of. But I would love to bring you guys along with me and join me on these code challenges, these programmatic challenges, or whatever the heck they're going to be. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Let me know if you want it. It's the only way to get it to happen. And as always, keep your curiosity open, your skills sharp, and that coffee cup full, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.